Welcome, curious minds, to the deep dive. Today, we're diving deep, I mean really deep, into a world so incredibly small it might just change how you see things. Our mission: to unpack the amazing story of a creature so tiny it basically redefines what a snake can be. And it's not just about size, it's a real detective story. A hidden gem of nature, lost for ages, finally brought back into the light.
Exactly. And it's crucial to understand this isn't just a curiosity piece about the smallest. Its ecological importance is actually, well, immense. We're talking about the Barbados threadsnake.
Yeah.
Yep, the world's smallest known snake. And for almost 2 decades, it was effectively lost to science, a ghost.
Lost to science. Wow.
Yeah. Its rediscovery is this powerful reminder, that even the tiniest species, the ones we barely notice, play these critical roles in the whole web of life. Every thread matters, right? No matter how fine.
Okay, so let's get into that. World's smallest snake, what does that actually look like? Because small for a snake could mean a lot of things, but this is really small. We're talking,
Yeah.
what, maybe 4 inches long, fully grown? That's like a big paperclip.
Pretty much. Or, maybe a bit longer than your house key. You could genuinely coil it up on a quarter. Comfortable.
On a quarter? Seriously?
Seriously. And it's so thin. Imagine something slender enough to slip through a crack smaller than the width of a credit card.
Okay, now you're just making it sound impossible to find. Vanishing into a hairline crack?
Yeah,
That's incredible. A living needle in a haystack doesn't even quite cover it.
it really is something else. And that extreme smallness, it's driven some really fascinating adaptations. Like, for instance, it's basically blind.
Blind. So how does it navigate?
Well, it has these tiny, tiny little spots on the sides of its head where eyes would be sort of vestigial. But it lives underground, burrowing through soil its whole life. So it mainly uses touch and an incredibly sharp sense of smell. Think about finding your way in total darkness, right? You'd be feeling the walls, sensing the ground, picking up faint scents. That's its world, a world mapped out by touch and smell.
Huh. And what does something that tiny eat?
Also tiny things. Its diet is super specialized termites and ants. That's it.
Yeah.
It hunts them by tunneling through the soil, using those senses we just talked about to locate them.
Wow.
And even its reproduction is miniature. The female lays just one single skinny egg, about the size of like a grain of rice.
One egg. That's it.
One egg. And out hatches an even tinier snake, ready to go. It's this whole little life cycle, almost on a microscopic scale.
But you said it was lost for decades. That seems odd for something identified relatively recently, right? Tell me about that part, the mystery.
So its journey into the science books wasn't exactly straightforward. It was kind of an enigma for a while.
That's right. It was officially identified, distinguished as a new species back in 2008 by S. Blair Hedges. He's a professor at Temple University. Before his work, people just kind of assumed it was maybe a juvenile of another species or maybe the same snake found on other islands. But he did the genetic work, the DNA, fingerprinting basically, and confirmed it was totally unique to Barbados.
And he named it Tetracalistoma carlae. Yeah, after his wife Carla, which is a nice touch. But here's the wild part. Before its recent rediscovery, science only knew of 3 examples. 3 specimens collected ages ago.
Only 3 in the whole world.
Yep. 2 sitting in a museum in London, 1 in California. And get this, one of them was apparently mislabeled, said it's from Antigua, not Barbados.
No way.
Yeah. So because nobody had seen a live one reliably for so long, for nearly 20 years it was on this list kept by Rewild, the conservation group. Their list of like 4,800 lost species they hadn't been seen in decades, maybe feared extinct. This little guy was on that list.
Wow. So the pressure to find it again, or just the hope, must have been pretty intense, trying to find something that small, that elusive.
Oh, absolutely. It takes incredible dedication. You're searching for something that's, well, hiding in plain sight almost. Just needed the right eyes, the right moment.
And then the moment happened, it must have been just euphoric. So when was this? And who found it? Give us the details.
Okay, so picture this. March 20th, 2025, around 10:30 in the morning. The heroes of the hour were Connor Blades. He's a project officer with the Barbados Ministry of Environment, and Justin Springer, who works with Rewild as their Caribbean program officer.
Okay.
They found it under some rocks, near a specific type of tree, a jack-in-the-box tree in central Barbados. This tiny living
Still knew
thing.
you're a rock after all that time.
Exactly. It really was like finding that needle in the haystack. But a living, breathing needle. A little treasure brought back from the brink, you could say. A testament to persistence.
That's fantastic. But this rediscovery, it's not just a happy ending for one tiny snake, is it? It connects to something bigger about Barbados itself. You mentioned the island's environment. It's had a rough time.
A very rough time. Barbados has, unfortunately, lost a huge amount of its original forest cover. Outside of Haiti, it actually has the least original forest left in the entire Caribbean. It's a pretty stark situation, really highlights how vulnerable these island ecosystems are.
Right, and that loss has consequences, doesn't it? It's not just trees.
Absolutely not. The Threadsnake story is kind of a symptom of this broader vulnerability. Barbados has already lost several unique species forever, endemic species found nowhere else.
Like what?
Well, there was the Barbados racer, another snake completely gone now, extinct. There was the Barbados skink, a little lizard, also gone. Even a unique kind of cave shrimp that lived in the island's underground water system.
Oh, wow. So the list is significant.
It is. And when you see those losses, it paints this really vivid picture of just how fragile the island's ecology is and how urgent it is to protect what's left.
Which brings us back to the thread snake. Why is this tiny snake so important ecologically? You said its role was immense.
Yeah, it plays this crucial sort of hidden role. By eating termites and ants, it naturally helps keep their populations in check. That prevents potential pest outbreaks, termites damaging structures, or ants becoming agricultural problems. Plus, its burrowing activity helps aerate the soil, maintain soil health. That's vital for the whole ecosystem, for plant life, everything.
So it's like a tiny ecosystem engineer.
In a way, yes. And it's an indicator species. Its presence tells you something positive about the health of that little patch of habitat. It adds resilience. It might be small, but it's a critical link. A natural pest controller, a soil helper. Its survival really matters for the health of the whole island environment.
Okay, so rediscovering it is huge, but keeping it safe now. That sounds like a massive challenge, right? Protecting something so small, so specific.
It is a huge challenge. The main threats are still very much present. Habitat destruction is ongoing. You've got agriculture expanding, urbanization, tourism development.
Right. The same pressures as before.
Exactly. Remember, a lot of the original forest was cleared way back for sugarcane plantations. Now the remaining bits are squeezed by resorts, housing. It's that constant tension between development and preservation.
And it's not just habitat loss, is it? There was something else. Predators.
Yes, absolutely. A really insidious threat. Introduced predators, specifically the small Indian mongoose.
Ah, the classic mongoose story. Introduced to control rats.
Precisely. Brought in back in 1873 to deal with rats in the sugarcane fields. Good intentions, disastrous outcome. The mongooses didn't just eat rats, they turned out to be incredibly efficient predators of native wildlife.
Including things like the thread snake, I imagine.
Especially things like the thread snake.
Yes.
Small, ground-dwelling animals with no natural defenses against this new predator. It's a textbook example of unintended consequences. So yeah, protecting something this vulnerable takes immense care, constant effort.
But there is hope, right? You mentioned Ray Wild's involvement. That sounds promising.
Definitely. Having organizations like Ray Wild focused on it is a game changer. They work globally, protecting key species and habitats. And their Caribbean work isn't just snakes, it's coral reefs, mangroves, the bigger picture. So now, this little snake, with its incredible comeback story, it's got a powerful ally.
And maybe its uniqueness, its world's smallest title, can actually help.
That's the idea. It has massive potential as what we call a flagship species for conservation in Barbados.
Okay, explain that. Flagship species.
So maybe it's not big and fuzzy like a panda, right? But it's story world's smallest snake, lost, then found. That's compelling. It can capture public attention locally and internationally, inspire people to care about protecting its habitat, which helps everything else living there too.
So use its fame, basically.
Exactly. Future efforts could involve things like protecting the remaining patches of natural vegetation, running awareness campaigns, even getting citizen scientists involved.
Citizen scientists, like regular people helping out.
Yeah, imagine locals reporting sightings or helping restore habitat areas. This tiny snake could actually mobilize a whole community. Plus, maybe carefully managed ecotourism. People might want to see, or at least visit the place of, this natural wonder, making its survival benefit the community.
That's a really positive way to look at it. You know, this whole story makes you think about our relationship with snakes in general. They pop up everywhere, culturally, scientifically.
They really do. From ancient symbols of wisdom or danger to modern scientific marvels, snakes hold this enduring fascination. And the Barbados thread snake, just by being so incredibly miniature, adds this whole other layer to that. It's almost poetic.
And scientifically, it must be pretty valuable, too, studying something pushed to such an extreme.
Oh, absolutely. It's incredibly valuable for studying evolution, specifically how miniaturization works, how life adapts to function at these incredibly compressed scales. When you compare it to other smallest creatures like that tiny frog, Paterfranamoensis, only 7.7 millimeters long.
Wow, even smaller.
Yeah, or even just common earthworms, which are often bigger and bulkier than the snake,
Mm.
it really highlights how unique it is. It can be smaller than many garden insects.
That's hard to wrap your head around.
It is. But studying it helps us grasp the sheer diversity of life out there, the unseen majority often. And it gives us insights into how evolution shapes organisms, pushing the boundaries of what's biologically possible. It makes you ask, what's the absolute minimum needed for a complex animal to work?
So as we wrap this up, the rediscovery really feels like, well, like a symbol, a testament to nature just hanging on, and a reminder that these tiny, almost invisible creatures, the ones that can fit on a coin, they actually hold immense value. They matter in ways we're probably just starting to figure out.
I think that's exactly right. This whole deep dive into the Barbados threadsnake, it really hammers home a critical idea, doesn't it?
Mm.
The health of our whole planet might actually depend on the fate of its most vulnerable, most hidden inhabitants. It kind of challenges us,
Mhm.
to look closer, to care more about the miniature marvels right under our noses or under a rock in Barbados. What does it really mean for us as, stewards of this planet to actively seek out and protect these tiny wonders that are quietly holding entire ecosystems together?
A powerful thought to end on.
Yeah. Maybe the biggest lesson is that the biggest impacts often start small, with small actions and with paying attention to the hidden wonders all around us, just waiting for us to truly see them.